Hello, welcome back. Prime time to talk a little bit about Meta platforms, isn't it? So the company has been trading a little bit lower in the past week, yet trends are actually active, and you'll see here that they are higher, significantly higher, and especially impressions here on stock tweets. People are interested about the stock, understandably, and if we take a look at the stock news, and this is what I wanted to examine today, there are some very interesting articles here, like for instance this thing that 5 billion people will be in the metaverse by 2030. Now we're going to talk a little bit about this and whether it's actually going to be the case. And the other thing is Meta is about to charge 47.5% in fees for metaverse sales. We're going to examine both articles, but before this, I wanted to take a little bit of a look at the stock analysis chart here. I have talked many times about Meta. It's actually my largest holding right now. Company is amazing in terms of its financials. Look at this; these are all plus, these are all check marks here. Not to mention that the stock evaluation tool points to a company that is very cheap right now. I have done it in a previous video. I'm not gonna do it again, but if you're interested, you can definitely search for it on my channel. You will find the video where I'm talking about Facebook, and I'm actually doing a full stock evaluation tool analysis here. But for this one, I wanted to take a little bit of a look at some of the news. For instance, Meta opens its Metaverse platform to payments, and it doesn't come cheap. Now, you will see here that Meta and the CEO, actually Mark Zuckerberg, has said that the fees could run to nearly 50%, pretty much after combining all the platform and sales fees. He hasn't really said that, but it's implied based on what they are telling the fees are going to be. And Zuckerberg has actually, and Meta have criticized the 25% fee Apple charges on its App Store. I think this kind of fee is outrageous, if you ask me. I think that's way too much if it's indeed 50%, especially for virtual stuff. I would be kind of furious if I wanted to sell and I had to pay the platform 50%. That's a lot. So I don't know whether it's actually viable, and this may be a burden for the company. It could actually skew down some of their expected profit here. I would find it hard for developers and providers to actually pay that much, but maybe, who knows. And the article pretty much keeps talking a little bit about Meta and Horizon Worlds, which is what Meta is about, and Oculus and all that. But what I wanted to say here and what I wanted to talk about a little bit is when I'm examining Facebook, I have actually created projections that do not really account for the metaverse at all, and what Facebook is going to be doing with that. I'm not taking that into account because I really don't know what is going to happen. When I'm examining Facebook, and when I did in my previous videos, this was all about what they have been doing in the past and what they are projecting to be achieving in the future. And it was actually very conservative. My estimates were, for the most part, conservative. And so, if things are getting better, then I'm fine with it. But if things are worse, then I have accounted for that a little bit by being conservative with my estimates. Now, do I believe in the metaverse? Well, I don't know. Personally, I'm not really a fan of virtual stuff, to tell you the truth. Would I invest in the metaverse? Probably not myself. Again, I'm not really a virtual kind of person, and especially if it's about a lot of money, I think that there's a lot of danger here, a lot of risk, and it could do well, who knows. But for me, I prefer to have tangible assets, and assets that are actually creating value in the real economy, and not just like status-based assets that are not really doing much for me or are not really producing cash flow. Because for me, an investment has to produce cash flow, otherwise it's not an investment, it's a hobby, it's a tool, it's a ticket, a lottery ticket, I don't know what it is, but I don't consider it an investment. Now things have changed, people could be fine with it, and NFTs and crypto and all that. I understand it. I mean, I don't understand it, but I kind of understand what they're talking about. But if there is real use on these things, I'm not sure, because you are hearing a lot of stupid stuff, really. I mean, you're hearing people talking about NFT tickets and all that jazz. This is kind of ridiculous. I happen to be a software engineer, and I understand these things. I mean, I know what a blockchain is, and actually I have studied, security was my field, so I really understand what it is. And I can tell you that it's nothing spectacular. This has been known for ages. It's just adapted for, I guess, crypto, and kind of provides a secure mechanism based on public key cryptography. I could actually break it down for you. I know how it works. But the thing is, the technology is not something that is insane or something that is like groundbreaking. We have known about these things for decades now. This is basically a public key crypto scheme, and the thing is, if people are going to be fine with spending money and getting into a virtual platform that's going to be connected forever, I don't know. Maybe it's something that we'll have to see how it proceeds and how people will like it. It's probably not my thing. I'm telling you that now. And in terms of investing, I don't think I could ever see myself investing in the metaverse. Now, if this becomes an advertising platform for some reason, then maybe. And if it offers some actual services to people, then it actually starts having real value. And you could see some advertisements going on there from big companies and all that stuff. It really depends on how much value it's going to be adding to people's lives. And I may be surprised at what they are preparing to do, like Facebook and all the companies, with the metaverse, because it's still a very, very new thing and we don't know how it's going to transform. But you have to take it with a grain of salt here. We don't really know how it's going to end up and whether people will actually will actually like it and be a part of it. So yeah, just remain a little bit cautious about it. Don't overspend, and don't just go out and invest in this blindly, because it's a virtual thing, and it again doesn't produce tangible assets unless people start spending money on it. And even then, it may not still not be a tangible thing that produces value, as crypto is one example of that. So the next thing is the prediction that 5 billion people will be in the metaverse by 2030. I think this is an outrageous prediction. I don't think that will ever happen, to tell you the truth. 5 billion, that's a lot of people. I don't even know if there are 5 billion people in Facebook. So I definitely don't think there's going to be so many people in the metaverse. And I think this is extremely, extremely confident here. But we'll see. It will be growing, I'm sure about that. But I'm not sure about this kind of this amount of people. I think this is mostly trying to boost the metaverse here. And in terms of the future and the opportunities for investors here, you will see right now that interest in land is generally stable right now. 10,000 sales worth 63 million transacted across the 10 metaverse platforms that nonfungible.com tracks for the 30-day period. Yeah, that's quite some, but it's not that impressive if you think about it. 10,000 sales. The amount is impressive though, 63 million. But this could be just a few people, and I don't have much to say about this yet. It's a little bit early to see. We don't have enough transparency as well. We don't really know what's going on, and this becomes much more interesting here. For instance, future metaverse landlords can earn passive income from such diverse projects as billboards and shopping malls, with more active income possible if you are looking for a bigger challenge. You can purchase custom structures and all that. Now the thing is, this all has to do with what kind of value is getting offered. Because if you're in business and if you understand how business works and how people's wills work and what they want to be getting out of products and services, when you are actually having an investment, your investment should produce value in the real economy. Otherwise, eventually it will dissipate. And so people must be willing to pay for this value that gets produced. Otherwise, it will eventually die. That's for sure. That's always the case with every investment, with any investment really. And so in order to be gaining passive income from such a thing, and this kind of cool sounding custom structures and all that, and all these projects, you have to be investing in things that are actually providing value to people, to real people, real value to real people. And so I don't know whether that's going to be a thing. I personally have my doubts, high doubts actually. But again, as I mentioned in previous videos, when I was taking a look at Facebook and examining its metrics, I was pretty much excluding all the metaverse potential. It was just looking at the business as is. And as is, the business is undervalued. Now, if metaverse does well, then that's an extra thing, and you can get even more value from Facebook. And so that's great. I mean, as an investor myself, and Facebook being my largest position, I would welcome that for sure. But I don't want to trick myself and just say, okay, look at this metaverse thing, it's going to explode and all that, because that could end up not being the case. And I really urge some caution You have to be careful about these things and not just follow the trends and follow the hype, because that's not how cautious investing works. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching this one, and please leave a like, that really helps, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber already. More videos coming out pretty much every day. Thank you for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed, and take a look at this video that I made earlier. It's about JP Morgan, a very, very interesting bank that seems to have its headwinds because of inflation. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.